One of the most significant transits of 2024 is happening February into March, a rare, super rare alignment of Chiron, the wounded healer, coming together, aligning with the North Node in Aries. This is your destiny, my friend. This is mustering the courage, the confidence to say yes to a heart's desire, a burning desire, a place in which you know it is time for you to move into the next level of who you came here to be. This is a turning point energy, meaning we're turning a page, we're starting a brand new chapter, we're releasing something so that we can say yes to the new timeline. This is where your healing path is aligning with your dharma, your life purpose, the next call of your soul. This is a soul's calling transit. So if you are asking, what's next for me? What's my purpose? What's my passion? Where am I meant to go in your job, in your relationship, with regard to your home, your location, where you want to live, what you came here to express, this transit may bring you the clarity that you've been seeking to muster the courage, to have the confidence to say yes to your heart's true calling. This video has two parts. In part one, which I highly encourage you to watch, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can navigate these energies with the most ease and grace and give you the key dates of this transit. I'll also be sharing with you who will feel this transit most personally, most intensely. I have tips for you as well, so you don't want to miss that. And in part two, I'll be doing readings, as always, for all 12 signs, letting you know in which area of your life, based on your rising sign, in which area of your chart and your life you will be feeling this transit. And also your sun and moon sign will give you further intuitive messages. And I will be pulling an oracle card for each of the 12 signs as well. But before I go further, I want to say hello and welcome. If you are brand new to me, I'm so glad you found us. This is a like-minded community. If you're searching for your soul tribe and you want to be empowered through the astrology, be sure that you subscribe and tap the notification bell so you don't miss a video. And hello and welcome back to my friends who've been watching my videos for some time. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so glad that you are part of this community. And happy Sunday to those of you who are watching during the live premiere. Every Sunday, 9 a.m. Pacific time is when my videos go live. And this is when we all join in tribe to support one another and hang out. So bring your favorite Sunday beverage and join us. I'm Betsy. I'm a psychic astrologer, intuitive life coach, and the author of the book, The Magic of Saying Yes, Answering Your Heart's True Calling. And I love empowering you through the astrology. In my videos and my professional astrology consultations, I weave together spiritual insights, divine downloads, and Western tropical astrology. So stay tuned to the end of the video. I'll be telling you more about my astrology consultations as well as my coaching so that you can get a sense of whether you feel called to work with me. And I have a free gift for you. I will tell you all about the free gift at the end of the video. And if you'd like to receive my weekly inspirational astrology updates, the astrology between videos, you can go to my website now and subscribe for free, and you will get that instant download right away. Helen Keller said, "Life is a daring adventure or nothing." And in this vein, I ask you, my friend, what would you say yes to if you couldn't possibly fail? What would you give yourself permission to do, be, or have? This epitomizes this transit of Chiron conjunct the North Node of Destiny in risk-taking Aries. Now, when will Chiron and the North Node come together exactly? On February 11th, they will both be at 16 degrees. But on February 19th, there's a super exact moment when they are both exact at 16 degrees, 45 minutes. But this transit is in orb. As I'm filming this video on February 2nd, it's already in orb, and it will stay in orb of about 3 degrees all the way through the end of March. So who will most feel these energies of being called by your soul to do something that may feel quite scary and take you out of your comfort zone? The conjunction is at 16 degrees of Aries. So those of you who have planets or points between 13 and 20 degrees of Aries, or the other cardinal signs of Libra, Capricorn, or Cancer, you'll feel this energy. You will feel this call most intensely, most personally, especially those of you who have planets or points between 15 and 17 degrees of the cardinal signs. This said, this is a collective transit. We are all going to feel this energy, and we all have 16 degrees of Aries somewhere in our natal astrology charts. We have not had this transit of Chiron conjunct the North Node in Aries since 1969. And looking back on that year of 1969, we had big technological changes. This was when we had the first walk on the moon. We had the Concorde jet take its first test flight, and Richard Nixon was also inaugurated as president. Sadly, we had an escalation of the Vietnam War. We had Woodstock, a concert that brought together 400,000 people. And this was also, if you recall, if you were around then like I was, this was also when John Lennon and Yoko Ono came together and they staged a bed-in for peace. They were making a dramatic statement that was a call for peace. So it was quite a turbulent year. So to give you a sense of how we can best work with these energies, I want to touch on Chiron, then the North Node. How will the two energies coming together affect us? Chiron, which was originally classified as an asteroid, has now been moved to minor planet status, but the way we feel Chiron is not minor at all. It feels like a big ouch. It feels like someone poking at a wound. And why do I say this? Because Chiron is the archetype of the wounded healer. And what this means, and this is the most important thing to remember about Chiron, is that our greatest wound, where we feel most emotionally sensitive, is also our greatest strength. It is part of our dharma. It is part of our life purpose, healing this core wound, and we all have one: abandonment, betrayal, or shame. So Chiron really represents our potential not only to heal what is a most tender sensitivity or insecurity or our greatest fear. It shows us that as we heal this, we shift our identity away from I was victimized to I can help others. I can help others heal through this. I can be a sounding board for others. I can be compassionate to others who have gone through something similar. So because the Chiron wound represents our potential to grow into our greatest strength, we are often driven to heal this hurt so that we can experience the fulfillment that our heart most desires. And I want to say that this is likely to take you all the way back to, if not a past life, to childhood, to early childhood, where you had a moment of hurt on the playground, for example, or a memory of something that happened in school or with your family, with your parents, that made you feel insecure, that made you feel unsafe. So quick example for me, back in 1969, when we had this last transit of Chiron conjunct the North Node, my parents had moved us from California, which was very progressive and sort of do your own thing, to the state of Georgia, which was much more traditional and conservative. So at school, for example, if you came in late to class, you got hit on the hand with a ruler. Or if you didn't eat all your black-eyed peas from the school lunch, you had to sit there until you finished those peas. That was like culture shock for me. But I'll never forget when my parents came home one night and we had just moved to Georgia, and I overheard my father say to my mother, "Okay, I'll give you a divorce if you want one." And of course, that rocked my world. This is middle of the night. I'm in my bed. It's dark. And I hear my parents talk about divorce. Now, it took them 8 years after that to finally get divorced. But all during that time, my household was on and off turbulent. And this is just one example of the kind of core wound that we've been called to work through and heal, process our emotions about, while Chiron has been in Aries. So this can show up as a recurring pattern in relationships, such as attracting partners who are emotionally unavailable, or where we overgive, or where we're too pleasing, where we are the pleaser to others, where we stay in a dead-end job, or we under-earn, or where we never truly give ourselves permission to have what our hearts most want. And in Aries, this has to do with our identity, who we see ourselves as, what we see ourselves as capable of achieving. Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars is the principle of taking action. It's our desire, it's our mojo, it's our motivation, it's our willingness to take a risk. And because this is the first house of the zodiac, Aries is the very first house, it represents our survival needs, our need to feel rooted, our need to feel that we belong. Belonging is huge when it comes to Chiron and Aries. This is where we are on an instinctual level, searching for a place of belonging in partnership, a place of belonging in career, in our work, in our location, our home, where we live. So this can take us back to eons ago, my friend. This is past lives. This is ancestral trauma. This could be legacies of pain in a family line that have been going on for centuries, if not lifetimes. And because Aries is where we want to succeed, where we want to win, where we want to have strong performance. It's the pioneer, it's the risk taker, it is the courage musterer. Our Chiron wound that gets triggered during Chiron and Aries could bring up a fear of failure, a fear of success, rejection, or a fear of being excluded from a family, from a tribe, from when we have tribes everywhere, right? In our work, in our home, in our communities, our friend groups. Also because Aries is ruled by Mars, rules the body, it can bring up physical pain or feeling drained in your energy, feeling a fear that you may not have the energy to succeed at what your heart is calling you to do. So what does it mean that Chiron in Aries is aligning with the North Node in Aries, the North Node of destiny? And just for reference, Chiron dipped into Aries in 2018. It went into Aries for its full stint in 2019, and it will stay here until 2027. So we have been doing this healing work, this evolutionary soul growth, this emotional clearing, this purging. We have been doing this since 2018. And we can even go further back because Pluto in Capricorn also has affected those of you who have planets or points in the cardinal signs, just like Chiron and Aries. And that started in 2008. So many of you have already done so much soul work on your core wound, whatever that is for you. But also, it's important to know that this point where Chiron and the North Node are coming together, 16 degrees, Chiron has already been here. 2022, 2023, Chiron has been at the 16-degree point, but it has never joined up with the North Node of destiny at the 16-degree point, and that's what we're looking at. So this is a divine turning point. This is where all of the soul growth that you have done or will be doing if you have not yet done it, all of this soul growth is moving you in a new direction on some level, and this is what I'll share with you in the 12-sign readings. Which area or areas of your life will you experience this? I see this as a phoenix rising moment. I see this as a positive shift in our identity where we're moving away from where we were hurt and victimized, to focus on that. We're moving away from that to who we are now and what does our heart most desire now, what would be most fulfilling, and what are we willing to step out into? This is a new timeline. When I say new timeline, what do I mean? I mean, this is a place that our soul has never been. This is a new level of growth. This is a new level of experiencing life through the essence of a new aspect of ourselves. So of course it will be scary. Of course it can feel like a pipe dream. It can feel like an impossible dream even. This is where you're shifting away from seeing yourself as the one who was hurt and wounded and victimized. Not to say you're going to forget that. We're not going to forget where we've had deep hurts and losses and pains. We won't forget it. But if you have given yourself the compassion, if you have breathed through, felt through, processed those emotional hurts, that trauma, then it's no longer in the forefront of your thinking or your mind when you're thinking about what you want next. And in fact, this is us claiming as our birthright, giving ourselves permission to follow a burning desire, even if you don't know what that thing is, what that new place is where you would move, or that new job is, or that new passion. Even if you don't know, it's giving ourselves permission to go on that hero's journey, to take that quest that we're being called to take in order to find out, to meet our soul at that new point of passion. So during this transit, my friend, you may feel like you're finally ready to close the door on a chapter of your life that was quite painful. You may feel that you are no longer haunted by something that happened that was quite difficult. The beauty of this transit is we can lighten our load. We can lift a burden off of us. We can release our emotional baggage. And we can heed the call to a new adventure because our soul needs new adventures in order to thrive. And we are moving from survival, Aries energy, to thriving. That's the inspiration, the passion, the highest octave of Aries energy. However, I don't want to make it sound like this is an easy thing to do, my friend. This is a calling. This is inspired. This is passionate. But it will likely not be easy to say yes. Why do I say this? Because in Aries energy, we want to overcome adversity. We want to test our limits. We want to see if we can do it. This is what our soul is calling us to experience. And because this is the very last pass of Chiron at this degree, I feel like some of us may be surprised. We may heal a rift that we never thought would heal. We may finally leave behind a drama with another person or in a work situation. And we may receive the gift of finding our right livelihood or our right community, the place where our soul feels at home, a belonging, a rootedness. Now, what is incredibly synchronistic about the timing of Chiron and the North Node coming together in February is that we have another transit happening at the exact same time that is going to amplify this energy. Pluto, as the vast majority of you know, is now in Aquarius. This is a brand new era. This is truths coming to light that we didn't see before so that we can detoxify any area of our life that isn't healthy for us. Pluto, during this transit of Chiron conjunct the North Node, Pluto is first going to come together with Mars, which is going to help us to release whatever needs releasing from our lives. That's going to happen right around Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day in the US. Very interesting, right? Then February 17th to the 19th, when Chiron and the North Node are exact in terms of degrees and minutes, we're going to have a rare alignment of Pluto with Mars and Venus. Venus is what we love. Venus is what our heart is calling us to. Mars is our motivation, our inspiration, our passion, our courage to say yes to it and follow it. So Pluto, Mars, Venus, all coming together at the same time that we have Chiron and the North Node coming together. This is a huge turning point energy where we can really feel that passion and power, not only to release what's not good for us anymore, but then also to say yes to our heart. And because Pluto in Aquarius is about the future, Aquarius is future energy. It's our future self. We are being called forward, my friend, by our future self. And we have not had this alignment of Pluto with Mars and Venus ever in our lifetimes. And this is the only time in our lifetimes that we will experience this alignment. So I very much feel that all of these energies coming together are catalyzing both an ending for us and a brand new beginning, even possibly a rebirth, a moment of rebirth. I was blind, but now I see, and I am now ready. I am now ready to step into that next greatest version of who I came here to be. And I also feel strongly that these energies in February are preparing us for the solar eclipse that we are going to have in Aries at 19 degrees on April 8th. Eclipses course correct us. They pick us up and put us down in the place that we are meant to be. So this is going to be a super powerful, just say yes, solar eclipse in Aries, which of course I will have a separate video for you on. So I want to give you a few keys to working with this energy, and then we'll get to the 12 sign readings. If you get a poke during this transit, if you get an ouch, give yourself compassion. Give yourself the self-love that you would give a little child. And I have a separate video for you on this, sharing with you a number of tips, ways that I have really worked on my own self-love, my own reparenting. We all have to go through something called reparenting, almost all of us. If this video resonates with you, we go through a process of reparenting that inner tender soul within us, that little child who didn't receive the mirroring, the positive feedback, the love and sense of stability and security that he or she deserved. And I'll link that video in the description box below. So you being the soothing presence of unconditional love for your inner child, and also forgiveness, those who have poked at us, those who have quote unquote wounded us, and also forgiving ourselves for everything we've been through. Listen to your heart, my friend. If you feel exhilarated, lit up, super excited about a possibility that also feels like it's impossible. You can't do that. You don't have the money, you don't have the time, you don't have the resources, and so on. If you're feeling that, that is what you are meant to explore. Let yourself explore it. And I have a book called The Magic of Saying Yes, Answering Your Heart's True Calling, that will guide you through your own hero's journey, that will help take you, as I say in my book, take my hand, we'll walk across the bridge together from where you are now to where you're meant to go. And my book is linked in the description box below. Give yourself permission to explore your options, to move through your fears. What's the worst that can happen by you following the thread of your passion? You don't have to say yes. You may not end up saying yes to what's lighting you up right now, but you may end up saying yes to something else. So get support, reach out to your networks, reach out to your communities, follow the signs and synchronicities, and partner with the divine. Do not do it alone. Partner with the divine. And if you need help connecting to your divine source, I have a meditation playlist for you that I'll link in the description box below. And I can also help you with that through a clarity session or an astrology consultation. Okay, my friends, so let's do the 12 sign readings now. Listen to your rising sign. This is the area of life in which you will be experiencing this transit of Chiron conjunct the North Node. Also listen to your sun and moon sign for further intuitive messages. And we're going to start with Aries, because Aries, you will probably feel this transit most personally, most intensely. It's happening in your first house of identity, the I am. This is going to affect the roles you play in the world, whether personally or professionally, in your family, with your friends, in your work life. I feel that many of you are changing jobs, you're changing careers, you are shifting to a new identity in terms of your title. Some of you will be adding a family member, some of you will have people move in or out of your home. Because this is your first house, it can affect all the angles of your chart. So this is where you're being called, Aries. You're being called to the next greatest version of who you came here to be. There's an inspiration, there's a passion, there's something that maybe you've been wanting to do that you haven't given yourself permission to do. This is going to bring up fears. Watch the first part of this video, because this is where I go really deep into Chiron and the North Node and what this means for you. But big picture, you're answering the call of your soul. You may feel, as I talk about in my book, The Magic of Saying Yes, you may feel some exhilarated fear come up. That means you're exhilarated by the idea that you could do something, you could succeed at something, you could overcome a fear, you could overcome adversity, a pipe dream could happen for you, Aries. You could feel this exhilaration and at the same time fear, terrified that what if I don't succeed? What if I fail? What if I go back? What if I go backwards, right? You know this, Aries, you want to win, you want to succeed, you want to achieve. And that desire to win, that desire to have something work out, it can be very, very strong. And you guys know it well, because you guys are the pioneers. You guys are the ones that take the risks, and that not that to say we all don't. We all have Aries somewhere in our chart. But those of you who are Aries risings, Aries sun and moon, you know that feeling of doing something that feels risky, but that is super inspiring or passionate for you. So big picture, this is a new role, because it's your identity. It's how you see yourself. It's the stories you tell about your life to other people. If they ask you about, tell me something about you, it's what you would be saying. This is where you're being catapulted forward to a brand new beginning, and this could feel like a rebirth for many of you. Now, where you're releasing, where you're being called, similarly called, but this time to let something go, to let an ending go, someplace where you could feel like something has died for you. This is where the South Node in Libra is, and that's your 7th house of partnerships. So it doesn't have to be a partnership ending, although for some of you it will be that, or has already happened, because as I say in part 1 of this video, the North Node's already been here. The North Node and South Node across from each other on the zodiac wheel, they've already been at the 16-degree point in 2022 and 2023. So you've already been, the nodes of the moon have been working on you. They've been working on you to release something and to say yes to something new. In your 7th house of partnerships, you could be letting go of an old behavior pattern, an old way of being in relationship, an old way of putting others first rather than yourself, of being overly accommodating, of overgiving and so on. You get what I'm saying, Aries, like where you are too focused on other people and not and to the detriment of your own past, to the detriment of your own soul's evolution. This is the soul's evolution calling us forward. Also, 7th house, because that's the South Node, something faded could come into your life in terms of relationship. Something that doesn't always last, but it could feel like, wow, I was meant to meet this person to pull me forward. And I need to say that partnerships are not just committed, like spousal kinds of relationships. They are also can be clients and work and adult children and anyone where we have their back and they have our back. And so there's a spoken or unspoken commitment to support each other. So Aries, let me shuffle the cards for you. And I will pull a card for you. Beautiful Aries. This is a really important turning point transit for you. Very exciting. Oh, I love this. Fellow travelers, support is all around you. This is a really good omen. It's a beautiful sign. There's a rainbow. Rainbows symbolize new horizons. They symbolize blessings. Not only is there a rainbow, there's a gorgeous peacock. So strut your peacock feathers, beautiful Aries. And this person is traveling. They are setting out on an important adventure. This is a very adventurous card, and it's reminding you that if you feel unsupported, if you feel like you're doing it alone, support is actually all around you, not only in the unseen world, not only in the beings, the spiritual beings that are supporting you, your guardian angel, other angels if you call on angels, other spiritual guides, whoever you relate to and talk with. And, you know, send out your telepathic messages to, but also people in your world. So don't be afraid to reach out to contacts, to go back to other chapters of your life, even if you want to move someplace, for example, Aries, or let's say you want to start your own business. I think a lot of you are thinking about new business. What am I being called to in terms of life, purpose, or career? I think a lot of you are probably thinking about that. You could go back to a time when you knew somebody wherever that location is, somebody who lives there, or somebody who's done that path before, someone who's done that kind of career, and so on. Someone who's taken a risk that you want to take, or someone that is where you want to be. Don't hesitate to call on them, because the universe is, if it's meant for you to do, the universe is supporting you in many ways. Ask your spirit guides to deliver to you the signs and synchronicities that are telling you to say yes. And Aries, if you want to claim that your adventure, your new adventure, that you are traveling on a new path, if you want to claim it in the comments below. I would love to hear. Okay, Pisces. Hello, beautiful Pisces. Pisces, you are experiencing this Chiron North Node conjunction, this conjunction of Dharma and destiny in your 2nd house. And your 2nd house is your earned income. It could be a side gig. It could be getting a new job. It could be getting a promotion. It's where you are. There's a turning point happening in this area of your life. Now, it's not just your money, your earned income, and your possessions. It is that. It's your material security, big picture, but it's also, yes, where you want to feel safe and secure in an earthly way, but also your values, your new values, your post-2020 values, as I call them, and your self-esteem, your self-love. So what a beautiful placement. And I'm sure you've already been feeling this, Pisces, where you have probably already done quite a bit of work on shadow work, as we call it, emotional healing work, on any of the core wounds that I spoke about in part 1 of this video. You have done that work, most of you. Some of you may have a last pass of doing some of that work, but this is where you are now going to see that you're going to receive that inspiration and that passion to do something new. So for your something new is going to be probably come through in a material way, more money, a new job, something that feels where you are aligning with your new values. You're aligning with your new and true values. And where you are releasing something, letting go of something, whether it's a behavior pattern, a way of being, or an actual relationship, is in your 8th house, because this is a partnership house and a money house. This is where we share resources with others. It's the house of transformation, death, and rebirth. It's also taxes, taboos, our emotional and sexual bonds, like our deep, it's a house of intimacy, where this is consider the house of power, control, and attachment, because it's where we don't want to let go. Usually it's so important to us to feel like our needs are met in 8th house ways. It's also investments and like funds, like retirement funds, and where we want to, you know, get return on our investments for places that we've invested money, time, or energy. So this is where you're releasing something, Pisces, where you're letting something go. And it could simply be because we consider 8th house, since it's the house of power and control, it could be where you've had a pattern that's been less than healthy. It could be releasing that. Making room for something better, making room for something better. So Pisces, let me shuffle the cards now, but you're being called. The call of your soul is calling you forward in that 2nd house of material security, more money, more everything in your life aligning with your values and your self-love. Higher sense of self-esteem and self-love you also could experience during this transit, Pisces. Okay, so Pisces, let's see what the card is for you. Pisces, your card is, embracing enthusiasm. Shout to the heavens with happiness. Pisces, you're going to have something that you want to share with other people. You're going to have something that feels transformational for you. The 8th house, where the South Node is, that is the house of transformation, death, and rebirth. These butterflies signify transformation, and you are speaking. What I feel in this card is you're saying, I'm transformed. I did the work. I'm healed. I'm healed. Now I have to say with Chiron, because I forgot to mention this in the video, yes, we can still feel that sensitivity can still be there. With Chiron, it's considered a quote-unquote wound that can still get poked. We can still feel it, but we're no longer identifying that. We no longer identify as the wounded person. We identify as the person who's been through that and who's now has a transformed identity. So that's what I see in this card. I see that you are shouting to the heavens with happiness. You're talking about how your life has changed or how you're ready for a new life change. You're talking about it's a newfound enthusiasm, a newfound joy that you want to share with other people. So this is really, really beautiful, Pisces. And if you want to share that you are claiming in the comments, if you want to claim your enthusiasm, if you want to claim your happiness, claim it in the comments below. Okay, Aquarius, Aquarius. I always have the same songs come in, and I don't want to keep boring you guys with the same songs, but this is a whole new world. Aquarius, if you didn't watch the first part of the video, please go back and watch it, because I talk about a very important Pluto, Mars, Venus alignment that you guys are really going to feel that is happening concurrently with the Chiron North Node conjunction that I don't want you to miss. That part, very important. You, Aquarius, are experiencing this transit of Chiron and the North Node coming together, calling your soul forward, a new soul's calling that you could have been feeling before this in your 3rd house. The 3rd house is the house of those of you who are writers. You could feel this in terms of writing. This is expressing in terms of your verbal and your written expression. So this can be presentations and teaching, etc. This is you out and about in the world. The 3rd house is where you are communing with others in your local environment. It's everything local. It's everything in it's like your neighbor, your hood. I like to say hood because it's fun to say. It's your neighborhood. It's your neighbors, your aunts, uncles, and cousins. So it can be some extended family. You could have a healing with any of those people. You could have a healing with a landlord. You could have a healing with a sibling with whom you've had a rift for some time. This is about mindset and communication as well. Very much about how we see ourselves and how we see our everyday reality and our conversations. So you could have a healing or a new awareness come to you about communication that pulls you powerfully forward. Because this is the 3rd, 9th house axis, you could be called to move forward in terms of a trip that you want to take, either a short trip or a long distance trip. So Aquarius, what I feel for you guys, big picture, is that something is pulling you forward that is going to be about your location where you live now, or where you're doing something. Some of you may be like going to a local studio and asking if you could teach there, or I always, whenever I think of third house, I always think of like gyms where people work out, and I think of yoga, and I think of like where you're doing your errands and all of that. So something in those areas, some decision, some choice point, or just a whole new change of location that is very important to you, change of environment that is lighting you up, that's inspirational. Where you're releasing something is the ninth house. Ninth house is a belief system. It wants you to expand. It wants you to grow into your future self. This is very much about the future self with Aquarius energy, right? Aquarian, you guys, Aquarius, you know that. You're being pulled to your future self, and that may mean you have to release or let something go in this ninth house area. If you live abroad or you live in a different culture, you might say, I'm done with this, I have to move. If you have been taking a course, you might finish that course, or you might take a new course. You could publish something, or you could decide not to publish something, because this is where we are releasing a pattern, a way of thinking, or we are releasing just a situation that has to do with ninth house. Ninth house is also our visas that we, or any kinds of hoops that we have to jump through to live in another culture. But big picture, this is new horizons, ninth house. So something is calling you to release it so that you can say yes to a new horizon, that you can say yes to a new adventure. You can put down the baggage maybe of a belief system or a belief that has held you down, Aquarius. So now, a card fell out. This is going to be your card, Aquarius, and it is Desert Passage. Trust that there's a divine plan. So some of you have felt like things have been kind of dry lately, like you've been in a desert phase. Some of you, I'm really curious if you guys do relate to this. This card is saying if you've been going through a period that has felt like desert passage, or because Pluto's now here, if you have anything in the very early degrees, 0 to I would say 2 degrees, you could feel like you are really feeling that you're in a dry spell. And I don't just mean sexually, I mean anything in your life in terms of inspiration and passion, Aquarius. You could feel that. But this card is all about trust. Trust that there's a divine plan. You won't be here forever. And, you know, a desert passage is where we often get most of our enlightenment. We get a lot of our that fresh breeze blowing in of new possibility, where we come face to face with a truth or a new aspect of our soul that we haven't seen before that's wanting expression. So a desert passage can actually be quite beautiful. You see the green in his what he's wearing. It can actually be quite healing to your heart. Beautiful, Aquarius. If you relate, Aquarius, because you are moving into a whole new world, a new fantastic point of view, beautiful Aquarius. If you're feeling like, I need some watering, I need some lushness, then maybe give yourself permission to take some sort of a trip, or even a day trip, something that will bring you that feeling of lushness, of nourishment. Give that to yourself, Aquarius, if you need it. Because you are in a new era and your future self is drawing you forward. Capricorn, hello, beautiful Capricorn. Capricorn, you are one of the ones who will most likely be feeling this transit quite personally or intensely, especially if you have planets or points between 15 to 17 degrees in Capricorn or the other cardinal signs. So Capricorn, where you have this Aries energy, where the North Node and Chiron are coming together, pulling you forward in your destiny, giving you a new soul's calling to say yes to. This is your area of home, family, childhood conditioning. You could have a healing here with a family member. You could heal a rift. You could change your home. You could be feeling a very strong call to move your house, or a very strong call to remodel or redo your home, or a strong call in terms of career, in terms of life purpose, asking, what's my purpose? Some of you starting a new business, some of you getting a new job, some of you retiring. You are really being pulled forward on this 4th house of home, family, and 10th house axis, which is career, legacy, and retirement. And I feel that some of you will heal, if you haven't already, since 2022, in the last 2 years, if you haven't already, that you will heal a past trauma that could really free you. This is, after all, 4th house, where this transit's happening for you, is your roots and your sense of belonging and acceptance. And this is ultimately what your soul is wanting for you, that you feel rooted, that you feel belonging, that you feel acceptance. And I'm getting this nudge to mention Pluto having been in Capricorn for 15 years, and that you've done a tremendous amount of healing during that time. And then on top of it, many of you have had, have had Chiron transits as well. So it's been intense. I know it's been really intense, and I have videos for you on all these things, including a reparenting yourself video that I will link in the comments below that could be super helpful. Now, where you're releasing and letting go of something, beautiful Capricorn, is your 10th house of career. So I do feel a lot of you will retire. I do feel a lot of you will change careers. You are reinventing yourself. Just watch out for, in fact, you could be letting go of a fear of failure. You could be letting go of a fear of success. You could be letting go of, often in Aries energy, we feel like performance anxiety. I have to do it perfectly. I have to be really good at it, if not the best. I have to be like, this has to be good. You could put that kind of pressure on yourself that can be stifling. So this is where you are wanting to let go, maybe letting go of people pleasing as well, like overly accommodating somebody at work or a boss. It could be a micromanaging boss, something where you're releasing either a pattern or an actual career. Okay, so Capricorn, I've been shuffling for you. Shuffle a little bit more here, and then we'll pull a card for beautiful Capricorn. North Node and in your destiny, and Chiron, the wounded healer, coming together to catalyze a whole new beginning for you. Your card is, ooh, Capricorn, great adventure. Great adventure. I love this so much. This is so Aries. This could not be more Aries. It says, take a risk and venture forward. This is Aries energy. This is what I was talking about in part 1 of this video. This person is at the helm. They are steering. The wind is in their sails. They're being pulled forward by their calling. I don't think I have much more to say about this card. I think it's quite self-explanatory. Capricorn, leave me a comment. Let me know. Claim your adventure if you want. Let me know, what is your new adventure? Is it career? Is it home? What's changing for you? Where are you being called? Where are you feeling exhilarated fear, as I call it in my book? Exhilarated fear to move forward in a brand new direction. Let us know. You will inspire all of us. Okay, Sagittarius, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, I laugh because if you've been watching the past few videos, you guys make me want to dance every time I tune into you, and I appreciate that. Sag, you are having this, and this may be why you're having this call to adventure, this calling of your soul, this urge to do something new, a brand new beginning, a rebirth even. You're feeling this. It's happening in your 5th house. Your 5th house of joy, of pleasure, of romance, of true love. Also children and creativity. This is the house of the inner child. This is where we do let loose. We do allow our full, unbridled, authentic creative expression to be seen and heard by others. Where we say yes to writing the book. We say yes to publishing what we've been wanting to publish. We say yes to writing a song, writing poetry. It's different for all of you, to dancing in your kitchen while you cook. I mean, it can be at the most basic level, you know, buying clothes of color when you've always worn neutrals or black colors and so on. It's like, it's where you are allowing your true colors to come through, Sag. And I see your true colors shining through. This is where you're being called to shine your true colors, beautiful Sag. Now, where you're releasing and letting go of something, where you're being called to release a habit, a way of being, or just you're really good at it and it's time to let it go, that's your 11th house. And because your 11th house is alliances and friendships and social media, also it's a dream, a hope, wish, or, you know, considered the wish house, the fulfillment house, also long-term financial gains. You could be wrapping up a soul contract with a friend. You could be shifting who you, like groups that you belong to or meetups that you do. You could have changed the way you do social media. You could have, I mean, and again, this has been, Chiron's been here for a little bit. So I think a lot of you have had probably some pain that you've had to transform dross into gold through a friendship or some sort of an alliance. Some of you could be reinvesting money in a different way. It's not the house of investments, but it is the house of long-term gains. You could be rewriting, rescripting a dream that you had could be no longer. You could have a new dream now. So Sag, let us pull a card and see what the cards have to say for you for this Chiron North Node transit. Epic transit. Very healing to our hearts. And if you haven't watched part 1, I encourage you to go back and watch that because I go way deeper into this aspect and how we can work with the energies. And your card is reaching your destination. Your light is shining brightly. This is a gorgeous sign and validation for the fact that you are very close to reaching your destination of what you most want. There is this metaphorical castle. Some of you, this is very much 11th house, a wish fulfilled, a wish fulfilled. It could be a home, but it could also be a place you want to travel. After all, the 11th house is where you're releasing and letting go of something and something else is coming to fruition for you. That is the World card. And the 5th house, I see this as sort of the metaphor of you, like you as a home, you as finding your true home within your heart, within your creativity, within your creative expression. 5th house, some of you are saying, I want to have kids, by the way. I want to start a family. I'm ready to date. I'm ready for true love and romance. I'm ready to move to that place because I have a feeling that my soulmate might be there. I know that's a big risk, but this is a risk-taking kind of transit. So your light is shining brightly. This is such a beautiful validation of your light, beautiful Sag. Keep shining that light bright. There's little bubbles here that are like the elementals, the fairies. So be sure and call on your spiritual helpers to guide you as you move forward on this beautiful path, getting closer and closer to your destination. If you want to claim that you're reaching your destination, Sag, I love to hear. Leave it in the comments below. Okay, Scorpio, beautiful Scorpio. The North Node and Chiron are coming together. The North Node of Destiny, answering the call of your soul, are coming together in your 6th house of work and everyday routines and schedules, also your health. You are being called by your soul to change your work situation. You might have a micromanaging or toxic work boss or toxic work situation that you are being called to change. You are being called to maybe apply for a new job, start a new business, do a new health routine, eat differently. This is the house of overall wellness. You may realize I need more flexibility. I need more fulfillment in my everyday life in some way. And so that's where you're being called. That's where you've had Chiron here in your 6th house. So many of you, I would think, have gone through some sort of a health thing or something at work that has been very triggering to you emotionally. And this is where you're being really called to change that up, to create a place of safety and security in your work or in your home or in your physical health. Create that for yourself. Create safety and security for your inner child, which is what this transit is all about. And it's really beautiful because it means then you have freedom and permission to be more of who you really are and to feel safer in your own skin, more authentic in your own skin, more supported, more at peace. Scorpio, where you are being called to release or let something go is your 12th house. Now, the 12th house is the house of retreat. It's the house of the mystical world. So I feel for a lot of you, you are releasing self-doubt. You are releasing something, a story that the subconscious mind told that wasn't true about you. I feel like you're releasing some conditioning. It could be a sense or a belief around why you can't have something, a dream or something that's like would be super fulfilling to your heart. There's some limiting belief or story for some of you about that that's kept you from having that, and this transit wants you to let that go. This is very healing for you, having the South Node in your 12th house. And also you could be coming closer and closer, more bonded with your spiritual guidance, with your higher self, partnering with your soul. So Scorpio, let me pull a card for you and see what the cards have to say. Beautiful Scorpio. And a card fell out. That's your card. The card is Valiant Courage, Take Action with Passion. Yes, 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 Scorpio. You are triumphing. You are, is that a word? I don't know, triumph plus ing. You are experiencing a victory because of your courage. It's time to take action, Scorpio, with passion. This means follow your passion, follow your inspiration, follow the call of your soul. Very, very clear. This is answering the call of your soul. And you can see in this card, this person riding the horse has a flag, has a staff, and they are not hesitating. They're going for it. So this is a feel the fear and do it anyway, Scorpio. If you want to claim your passion, claim the fact that you're taking action. Claim it in the comments below. And if you could hear that dog in the background, the dog was chiming in saying, yes, do it. Do it, Scorpio. Okay, Libra. Hello, beautiful Libra. Libra, you are one of the ones who are really going to feel this transit. It's happening for you in your 7th house, the North Node of Destiny, coming together with Chiron, the wounded healer, saying, you can do this. You can do this. This is committed partnerships. In work or in your family or with a spouse, with a boyfriend, girlfriend. This is very, very important. This is also adult children. Very, very important transit because Libra, this transit says it's time to put yourself first. It's time to claim your fulfillment in relationships. It's time to say yes. I know a lot of Libras who have held on to a relationship or who haven't, quite honestly, fully done the work, like gone to counseling or whatever they needed to do. They've been a bit distracted. And I'm not saying this is you, but what I'm saying is that this is the last pass, and we've had several, the last pass of Chiron at this degree point saying it's time to take action on your relationship. It's time to make a decision. It's time to feel the fear, feel the whatever you need to feel, process the emotions, and decide what you want in your partnership. Whether it's time for you to whether a soul contract has expired, soul contract has expired for you, or you're being called to a new one, or you're being called to release a relationship and do some healing, whatever it is for you. This could simply also be a pattern, a behavior pattern that you've recognized. Some of you may not be in partnership right now, but you've recognized a pattern of attracting unavailable partners, for example, or attracting people into your life who aren't respectful, being overly accommodating to partners, and so on. It could be you releasing that way of being so you can have more fulfillment. More fulfillment in your relationships. Oh my gosh, that was a blooper moment. Okay, so Libra, where you are releasing and letting go of something, it's a role or your identity. It's something that's affected your vitality, something that just no longer fits you. And this is going to affect your identity. You are going to shed a skin if you haven't already. You're going to release the way you call yourself, your title is going to change, either in a professional role or a personal role, family, spouse, and so on. And I know this can be quite difficult, Libra, but you're ready. You're very ready for this now. And with Pluto in Aquarius, which is an air sign like you getting a trine from Pluto energy. That's really good for helping you release something. As I spoke about in the first part of this video, February 17th to 19th, when Pluto, Mars, and Venus all come together, I feel that's really going to give you the courage to, if you have to cut a tie, to do that. Okay, so Libra, let me pull a card for you and see what the cards have to say. For beautiful Libra, I think a lot of you are about to feel more free. You're about to feel that exhilaration that comes from saying yes to your heart. And your card is, oh, so perfect. Transformation, a fresh new way of living emerges. Yes, yes, yes. This is a transformational transit for you. You are going to feel this feeling arising from the ashes of exhilaration, of seeing your life with new eyes, of seeing everything that's come before this with it from a new perspective. Beautiful Libra, if you want to claim this, that a fresh new energy is pouring into your life, that you are transforming or are already transformed, rising to a new level of your soul's evolution, claim it in the comments below. Okay, Virgo. Hello, beautiful Virgo. Virgo, you're experiencing the call of your soul. You are being called to answer a new passion or inspiration in your 8th house of transformation. This is the house of power, power and control. This is the house of death and rebirth. This is big, Virgo. This is, I feel this is very healing for you. This is where Chiron's been. You would not have been able to ignore this transit. I feel that a lot of you have probably done quite a bit of work in a primary partnership, emotional work, because this is both a partnership house and a money house where we share time, money, and resources with other people. Many of you have already gone through a transformation. Also, you could have made some sort of change with a debt, taxes, emotional or sexual bond. This is where your dharma is calling you forward. A lot of you may be realizing that you want to help others heal. You may be realizing that you want to help other people through their transformations because you have been through it, and now you feel equipped and passionate about helping others move through their own soul's journey. Where you are releasing or letting go of something is your 2nd house of material security. You want to shore up your material security. Some of you could be thinking about buying a new home or making a new investment, getting a new job. Money-wise, this is the house of earned income. So this does usually relate to a new job or a promotion, but it's also your values and your self-esteem. So any of these could be receiving like you could be getting a nudge, I have to let this go. Or most of us have been feeling this for some time. I have to make more money. I have to, because this is your material security, it can be in any area. You could sell something. You could sell a possession. You could do whatever you need. This is about doing whatever you need to do to increase your own sense of self-esteem, Virgo. So for some of you, this has been about a healing journey as well, like mental or emotional health, potentially too, or physical. You guys really do. You're very tuned into your health on all levels, Virgos are. Okay, so let's see what the cards have to say for Virgo. Very transformational transit for you, Virgos. Your card is uncovering treasure. Beneath the surface lies great bounty. This is the 8th house. Beneath the surface. 8th house is our unconscious. When we dive deep through meditation, for example, through visualization, through I'm just getting the image of somebody laying down, lighting incense, listening to music, and just letting themselves go into a deeper place. When we do that, new epiphanies come, new awarenesses come, new treasures, and this is what you're being called to do. Or you may have already done it, but a truth is being revealed to you, especially with the Pluto transits I spoke about first part of this video. The truth is coming to light, if it hasn't already, that's going to change your view and is going to make you feel more abundant in some way, Virgo, and more ready to say yes to your heart. If you want to claim your treasure, Virgo, claim it in the comments below. Okay, Leo. Hello, beautiful Leo. Leo, you're experiencing Chiron coming together with the North Node of Destiny in your 9th house of expansion. Expansion. This is the house of new horizons. This is the house of callings. This is so cool because this whole transit is about saying yes to the calling of your soul, being catapulted forward into a brand new beginning. And you are having it in the house of answering the call of your soul. I love this so much. You could be expanding your learning. You could be doing a new metaphysical program. You could be moving to a new country. This is very much connected to foreign lands. You could be applying for a visa or taking steps to be able to take some long distance travel. You could be exploring the possibility of living in another culture or taking a trip that your heart has always, like maybe you've always wanted to go to Greece or you've always wanted to go to Egypt. You've always wanted to, you fill in the blank. This is one of those, I've always wanted to, whatever that is for you, and saying yes to that. Giving your soul new experiences. Some of you will publish a book or something else. This is the house of publishing. And some of you will decide to get a master's or a PhD. Whatever it is, it's about expanding your enlightenment. This is the house of enlightenment, expanding your learning, getting new scenery, seeing with new eyes, seeing your life or yourself from a whole new perspective, awakening. So where you're releasing and letting go of something, whether it's a behavior pattern or a place, is in your 3rd house. This is the house of your immediate environment, where you are now, your location, the location you work in, the location you live in, your neighborhood, your relationships to local people. This is relationships to siblings and aunts, uncles, and cousins. It's also relationships to people like landlords and people who give you mortgages and so on, the people, your yoga teachers, anyone that's in your immediate environment, places that you frequent on a regular basis. This is where you may be realizing your vibration has shifted and you want to align to a new environment. You want to be in a place that uplifts your vibration, that feels more in, that vibes more. This is all about your vibe and what's vibing with you, what you're vibing with. Also thought patterns, because it's mindset and it's our communication, verbal and written. So you could have you could decide to have a new narrative. You could rewrite the story of your life, rewrite the story of your future. This is a beautiful place to do scripting or to awaken to a way that you've been thinking that hasn't been healthy for you and letting it go, Leo. So let's see what the cards have to say for beautiful Leo. And we just had that full moon in Leo, and I would love to know if you want to share how that was for you. I feel like that was quite pivotal. It was for me. And this was where we were being asked to rise to the next level. We were being asked to rise to the occasion of what we most want. So I'm very curious. So Leo, your card for this transit is lie back, rest, and relax, Leo. How does that sound? This card is called Watching Clouds. This is about allowing yourself to receive signs and synchronicities by not pushing the river, just being, just receiving. It's a card of opening up to the universe's messages for you, rather than trying to think things up with your intellect or force things. If you don't have the answers that you're looking for, or you feel stuck or stagnant, lie back, rest, and relax, and allow what you need to come to you. Set an intention for how you want to feel when you answer the call of your soul. How would that make you feel to say yes to it? What's passion calling you to? What's inspiring you? Set an intention to feel what that feels like. Feel that in your body, and then open up to receive messages. Okay, Cancer. Hello, beautiful Cancer. Cancer, I have my moon and rising in Cancer. So Cancer, we are feeling this Chiron coming together with the North Node of Destiny in our 10th house of career. This is life purpose. This is your Dharma. This is retirement for some of you or legacy, but this could feel quite big to you because you could feel a real desire to make a shift either in career or purpose or what you want to leave to the world. You could feel it there, but you could also be feeling it in your home where you live. You could also be wanting to move, some of you. So where you're being called forward is in this area of career, legacy, and retirement, and what you want to do with your one wild and precious life, as Mary Oliver says it so beautifully. But where you are being called to release and let go of something is in the 4th house of home, family, or childhood conditioning. So you could be being asked to let go of a past wounding that has to do with family or childhood conditioning, or you could be feeling like, I really want to move, I really want to or remodel, like you could want to redo your home, you may want to create a whole new sanctuary for yourself, and some of you may want to buy a house or sell a house, but some of you could be feeling like it's really important to you to have a new home in some way. You could also heal a rift that you thought you would never heal with a sibling or a parent or someone that has been tied to your home or family. And currently, if you hear that noise in the background, that is my landlord who is rearranging everything in the lobby, which is right next to my apartment, and making lots of noise. So I will try to take it out of the video, but if not, there's some rearranging going on a home level that is happening both metaphorically and literally outside my window here. Okay, so Cancer, let's pull a card for you. You just can't make this stuff up. I always think it's funny how synchronicities happen while I'm filming these videos. Cancer. Cancer, your card is get the big picture, the view from above. Wow. So I get a couple of messages with this card. One is I feel like some of you you have a beautiful fantasy and it's quite lyrical and it feels very dreamy, and you maybe even are like very pulled by the inspiration and the passion of the fantasy, but you could simultaneously be afraid, this is just a fantasy. I can't make this happen. It's not real. I need to not do it. It would be bad for me. It would threaten my security in some way. Cancers want emotional security. They also want physical security. These are both very, very, very important to Cancers. Did I say very enough times? The other message that I'm getting is the message of this card. Get the big picture, fly above your life. Hire a coach or an astrologer like me to help you to see from a higher perspective. That could be helpful. But climb to the top of a mountain, go to a new place where you haven't been in that scenery before so that you can see from a different vantage point, because there's something that you may not be seeing that could be quite liberating or freeing for you, beautiful Cancer. So if this resonates, let me know, leave me a comment. I would love to hear. Okay, Gemini. Hello, beautiful Gemini. Gemini, I have my natal sun in Gemini. Gemini, we are having this transit. Those of you who are Gemini risings, I should say, you are having this transit in your 11th house of the world. The world is your oyster. Gemini, are you feeling called to a new environment? This is an answering the call transit for you. Because the 11th house is ruled by Uranus, Uranus takes us into new horizons that sometimes you can get a real sudden inspiration that you feel the urgency to say yes to, and that can be discombobulating for your nervous system. And it can also throw you into a tailspin of, is this right for me? Can I trust this? It could be a yearning or a longing, but also Gemini, you with Chiron here, you probably had some stresses in your friendship life. You may be called to start new friendships. You may be called to start a social media platform. This is the house of alliances and collaborations. This is where we're coming out in the world more and receiving support from other people. So you're being called, Gemini, to come out of your comfort zone, put yourself out in the world more. Maybe this means you are expressing in a new way and it feels scary to you, because where we have Chiron in transit is where we feel vulnerable, is where we feel tender, is where our insecurities can come up. But You are meant to follow the call. You are meant to do this. You are meant to receive the inspiration, the passion, and the courage to say yes, Gemini. And where you are releasing something, letting go of a behavior pattern or a relationship would be in your 5th house of romance and dating. Some of you could be letting go of, you know, dating casually, for example, or somebody that you've been seeing, realizing they're not right for you. Or just a pattern that you've had in dating that hasn't been good for you. Also creative expression and children are here. So where you are releasing, like some of you could be changing the way you parent. You could be realizing I need to parent differently. Boundaries and compassion. To me, those were the key things when I was parenting. Not that I'm giving you parenting advice, Gemini. I'm not. But this is where your creative expression, something is changing up in any of these areas for you. This is the house of the inner child. A lot of you could be doing inner child healing right now, and I do have a video for you on reparenting and inner child healing that I will link in the description box below. So Gemini, let's pull a card for you and see what the cards have to say for this very important transit of you answering the call of your soul in the 11th house of the world. And your card is discovering truth. You stand in the light of truth. This is because we're having a Pluto transit at the same time as this transit, which I speak about in part 1 of this video. Go back and watch that if you haven't. Because we're having that, a truth is very likely to be revealed. We are cutting ties to something. Most likely for you, it's in the 5th house arena I just described. But this card shows that this person has just overheard people talking and realizes something that they didn't see before. And as a result, they are going a different way and they are standing their ground. They're advocating for themselves and they are making a decision that is best for their heart. They are doing, maybe these people didn't have this person's best interest at heart. This is metaphorical, of course. Take it in the way that it resonates. If it does resonate for you, if it doesn't, then it doesn't. But if it does, you are now being called to stand up for yourself or just take a new direction, turn the other way, walk the other way, away from people who aren't of your same or similar vibration, Gemini, who don't feel supportive to you, who don't have your back, so that you can meet the people in your life who do, so that you can meet new soul family, new tribe, and feel powerfully supported. If you want to claim that you are powerfully supported in all that you do, beautiful Gemini, claim it in the comments below. Okay, Taurus. Hello, beautiful Taurus. Thank you for your patience, Taurus. You are being called by the universe. You are being called by your soul, by your higher self, by your future self. You are being called forward in this area of 12th house matters, which is your psychic self. This is your mystical self. This is discovering whole new worlds within you, within the cosmos, within your cosmic intelligence. This could be you being called to rewrite your whole inner narrative, to rewire your subconscious mind. Many of you have already done this. I want to say that. You've already done it. This is the very last pass of Chiron at these degrees. This could be you simply celebrating your wins and your successes and being like, I have transformed. You're celebrating your transformation, many of you. You could also feel a real call to explore more of your inner world during this transit. This is a magical life. When I was preparing for this video and writing my notes, I got the sense of you saying yes to a magical life, realizing your ability to co-create at a whole new level, a way that you haven't realized before. You could really be awakening to the fact that you can manifest by co-creating with your higher self, spirit, your guides, whoever you relate to. Your soul partner, as I say in my book, when I teach you in my book about automatic writing and how to talk to spirit and receive messages from the divine, you are realizing, many of you, or have already, that you have the power to do this. And this could be incredibly uplifting. Now, where you're releasing and letting go of something, where you have released and let go of something, it's in your daily habits, your daily work. This could be you've let go of a work situation. You've let go of a boss that wasn't respecting you. You've let go of some way of your health, your eating, your exercise. that's changed for you. You've gotten the awareness, you've gotten the aha moment, you realize that, and you've already made those changes, or you will make that final change that's going to put you on a new trajectory, a new timeline. It's amazing how something as simple as letting go of a habit that, you know, doesn't even have to be like a major addiction, but it could just be like, yeah, every time I have a glass of wine, I like fall asleep and I don't do the things I really want to do. It could be something like that that you decide to change, that then brings you a whole new level of energy, because sixth house is how we manage our energy, a whole new level of energy that catapults you into the next timeline, where for some of you, you could be meeting a soulmate, you could be getting a new job, you could be starting a new business, you could meet that business partner, any of these things that really light up your life. Beautiful Taurus. Okay, so let me shuffle the cards for you. And some of you are realizing, like, I'm not going to overwork anymore. I'm not going to overeat. I'm not, you know, any habit that just hasn't been good for your energy levels. Taurus, your card is Taurus, your card. I'm just laughing because my landlord out there, like, rearranging the furniture right as I'm trying to finish this video. Taurus, wise leader. You are a beacon for others. Oh my goodness, Taurus. I don't know if this card is if I've ever pulled this card on a video before. I don't think I have. I love this. Talk about new energy, new vibration. The very first time this card is coming up. Wise leader, you are a beacon for others. Talk about the call. This is your call. Your call is to step forward and be a wise leader for others. If that scares you, but also excites you, beautiful. And we lead in so many different ways. We can lead through being an astrologer. We can lead through being a different kind of healer, a metaphysical healer. We can lead through saying yes to being on the board of a corporation. I mean, it doesn't have to be in the woo-woo world. Which I'm very happy to be a part of, by the way, but I was once a lawyer, so I know what it's like to be part of the mainstream world, the conventional world, wherever we are, whatever world that we find ourselves in. When we rise to the occasion of holding the torch and lighting the way, this is when life can really expand. So if you want to claim that you are a beacon for others, beautiful Taurus, claim it in the comments below. I'd love to hear. My beautiful friend, thank you for watching this video. I am so glad that you're here with me. If you haven't yet subscribed, be sure and subscribe and tap the notification bell so you don't miss my next video. Thank you for your likes, for your comments. I love hearing from you. Thank you for your shares of this video to more people who love astrology. When you like, comment, subscribe, and share my videos, you send a message to the algorithm that then puts my video out to more people, and you really help grow my channel. And for this, I am so incredibly grateful to you. This has been a general reading of the North Node coming together with Chiron. If you would like to know how is this transit affecting you in your life, not to mention all of the other transits that are going on right now, Pluto, Uranus, Saturn, all the big players are making big shifts in a lot of our lives. If you would like to know more and how you can work with these transits, when are the challenging transits going to end, what do you have to look forward to in terms of really boosting, like Jupiter transits coming up for you, go to my website, check out the testimonials of people who have worked with me before, and you'll get a sense of whether you feel called to work with me. I also offer coaching through clarity sessions and deep dive soul alchemy coaching. So you can find out more about that through my coaching page. The links are below to both my astrology and my coaching services. And as promised, I have a free gift for you. And that free gift is a soothing guided meditation, which will connect you to your Dharma. It will connect you at the very least to the unconditional loving essence of your soul, helping to bring you more inner peace, more calm, so that you can hear and receive the signs and synchronicities for your next step. To get that free gift, just go to my website, subscribe to my free weekly inspirational updates, and you will get that instant download. Thank you to my Sunday chat friends for joining me. I absolutely love communing with you every Sunday morning. I look forward to seeing you back here next Sunday. And until then, my beautiful friend, I am sending you all my love.